Welcome to metric conversion without math. That is, we're going to do a problem where we go from a metric unit to another metric unit just by moving the decimal point. This is problem set number 5. Is made for Anatomy 10A lab, offered at Mount San Antonio College in Walnut, California. Here's some review before we get started. These are the 6 steps I want you to follow. Step number 1, start with what you have. That is, know the unit you start with and where the decimal point is in the very beginning. Number 2, write your number line. And then on that number line, find the same decimal point that you have been given in the problem. Step number 3, I want you to write this number that you've been given on the number line using the decimal point you just found. Step number 4, where are you going? Make sure you know the desired unit or the unit you're looking for on the number line. Step number 5, find the decimal point for that new unit. And then step number 6, fill in the blanks in between with 0. Okay, so let's get started on the problem. Here's the problem. 54.95 kilometer, and I want you to convert that to meters, to centimeters, to millimeters, and to micrometers. Okay, pause this tape and work on these problems. Come back when you want to hear the solution. Okay, so let's do this problem. First step, know where you're starting, which is kilometer. Know where the decimal point is in the very beginning. It's right here. Step number 2, draw your number line. So here it is. Here's the number line. Okay. Now in this number line, make sure you find your starting point. Kilo is in this column. When we are in this column, the decimal point for kilo is always to the right. So the decimal point is here. This decimal point and that decimal point is the same thing. So what I want you to do is bring this number into this number line. That's the next step. How do you do that? Well, one space to the left is the number 4. And then the next space is the number 5. So I'm going to have to create another space. That's okay. Remember, each of these spaces can only hold 1 digit, so you can't squeeze them all on the same one. 2 spaces to the right is the number 95. So I just wrote this problem that we have been given onto the number line. The next step is to find out where we're going. We want the answer in meter. Find that on the number line. Here it is. When we are in meters, where is the new decimal point? Right there. It's already in place for us. Remember, the decimal point is always to the right of that column. And the last step, fill in the blanks with 0. So there's only one blank here. I'm going to fill it with 0, and that's my answer. 54,950 meter is the answer. I hope you got that right. Let's go on to the next problem. 54.95 km, and I want you to take it to cm. Let's go through the 6 steps again. Step number 1, know what you've been given. That's km. Know where the decimal point is to begin with. Right here. Here's the decimal point. Step number 2, write your number line. Here it is. Once again, this will not be given to you. You have to come with this on your own. Find your starting point. Here's the kilo column. And when we're in the kilo column, the decimal point is always to the right, so the decimal point will have to be here. Next step, bring this number into the number line. That is, if this is the decimal point, it's the same as that decimal point. One space to the left is the number 4. Another space to the left of that is the number 5. So that's the next digit. And on the right side of the decimal point is the number 95. So you bring those 2 digits up here. Now, next step, find where you're going. That is, you want the answer in cm. So find that on the number line. Here it is. This is centimeter. When we're in the centi column, the decimal point for this column is understood to be to the right of it. So here's the new decimal point. Ignore this decimal point for now because it's only important if you want to be in the ones column. So with this ignored, you have 3 empty spaces, and that's the last step. Fill in the empty spaces with 0. And now you have your answer. The answer is 5, 4, 9, 5, 0, 0, 0. And this unit is cm. Okay. So in essence, it's 5,495,000 centimeter. Hope you got that right. Okay, let's go to the next problem. Okay, now I want you to take it to millimeter. Okay. So, starting with what you have been given, which is kilo, find the starting decimal point. It's right here. Draw your number line. Here, I drew it already. Find the column to start with. It would be here. When we're in the kilo, where's the decimal point? Right here. Okay, always to the right. Next step, make sure you understand that this decimal point and that decimal point is the same decimal point. Each of these little spaces can only hold 1 digit, so we're going to bring this number into the number line. We had to create another space here because we're short 1. Next step, where are you going? You want to be in the milli column. So here it is. This is the milli column. When we're in the milli column, now the new decimal point is going to be to the right of that column. So the new decimal point is going to be here. And the last step is to fill in the blanks with 0. Before we do that, I just want to point out, ignore this decimal point. This decimal point is only important if you are interested in the ones column. So just ignore it. But this blank, these blanks should be filled in with 0. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. Okay, so the answer is 5, 4, 9, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros, and the unit is millimeter. Okay, so you can do the little comma if you want, and that would be the answer. I hope you got that right. Let's go to the next problem. Okay, this next problem, I want you to take it to micrometers. Okay, once again, we'll go through the same 6 steps. Step number 1, know what you have to start with, which is km. Know the decimal point. There it is. Step number 2, draw your number line. Make sure you can do this on your own. Draw the number line. Now, the next step is to find your starting point and the decimal point. So here's your starting column. When you're in the kilo column, the decimal point is to the right, so it's here. Understand that this decimal point and that decimal point is the same decimal point. So we're going to bring this number up here into the number line. 2 digits to the left is 5 and 4, so I just create another digit here. That would be 5, and that would be 4. 2 digits to the right would be the number 95. Now find the new column, that is the column you're interested in, the column that you're asking for, and that would be micrometer. Micrometers is all the way over here. When we're in micrometers, where is the new decimal point going to be? The new decimal point is way over here to the right. Remember, the decimal point is always to the right of that column. Ignore this decimal point because we're not interested in the ones column anymore. We're only interested in that micro column over there. Okay? So with that said, the last step is to fill in the blanks with 0. So all these blanks that you see here has to be filled in with 0. How many zeros is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 zeros. So the answer is a very long number, but it is the answer. I'm going to write it down here. 5, 4, 9, 5, and 7 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And at this point, you can say it's micrometer. That's the little Greek mu and the letter M. So it is, like I said, it's a very big number. And that's the answer. I hope you got that right. That's it.